have I managed to maintain my 75-pound weight loss while living here in France? Well, stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to share that with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a subscriber, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Last week, I reached a huge milestone, 1,000 subscribers, and it's all thanks to you. Couldn't have done it without you. I'm Patricia Brooks, and in 2018, I did the unthinkable, and I left my job and I moved to the south of France to find myself. And this is something that I don't think I would have done had I not 5 years earlier lost 75 pounds. This video, I want to share with you a little bit about that journey and how I've managed to maintain my weight loss for 10 years, 5 of those years while living here in France. All right, so I started to lose weight in 2012. I joined Weight Watchers and I was consistent and disciplined. I followed the plan to a T and I didn't cheat. And that 13 months of weight loss was really challenging because I was so strict with it. But it got the results that I wanted. And then I hit my goal weight. And losing weight is hard, but then when you get to your goal weight and you don't see those scale victories anymore, you don't see the weight dropping anymore, it can be, I think, even harder than actually losing the weight. And so how am I able to maintain this weight loss? Well, the first 2 years was definitely more challenging. I was afraid that I was going to put the weight back on because I had a history of that. You know, several years earlier, I'd lost 50 pounds and I put that all back on. And so I decided that I was going to continue to go to Weight Watcher meetings every week and weigh in every week, despite the fact that I only needed to weigh in once a month. I was going to track diligently as I had when I was losing the weight. And that worked, but it felt hard. And about, 2 years into my maintenance, I recognized that, oh, Patricia, you haven't put the weight back on. You are probably not going to. And I think that was in part because I started to self-identify as a thinner person. The first year, maybe year and a half, when I looked in the mirror, I still saw somebody who was larger. The first 9 months, I was buying clothes that were still too big for me. And that's because my self-identity had not caught up with what the scale said. Then once that happened, once my self-identity became that of a thinner person, my habits of walking every day and eating smaller portions really was just a way of life for me, and it was easier. So years 3 through 5 were fairly easy for me to maintain because I saw myself as a thinner person and I was just doing the things that a thinner person does because that's who I was. Now in year 5, I decided I was going to move to France where they have really good cheese here and wine and bread and pastries and all the food is delicious here. So how was I able to master that or tackle that? Well, I will say that I was aware that the food might be a temptation. And so I made sure that I continued to go to Weight Watcher meetings here in France. So for the first 6 months here, I went to a Weight Watcher every week. And that was great for two reasons. Because while I had more temptation here because the foods were different to me, I also was able to be held accountable because I was going to step on the scale. All right. And so that was one reason it was good for me to tap back into those meetings. But the second reason was because it was a great way to meet people. I was in a new place and I didn't really know anybody. And so that was great. The other thing that really helped me maintain my weight loss, and I think still does today, was that I walk so much here. My first year and a half, I did not have a car here. So I walked everywhere. And in Perpignan, I explored that city so much. And so that helped me to keep the weight off. Now where I live, it's a little bit hilly and I like to go hiking and that helps as well. I think another thing that helped me to keep the weight off, even though there are temptations here with the pastries, because I do have a sweet tooth, is that the French palate is different from the American palate. And so sugary sweets aren't necessarily a thing here. And so the pastries that look so delectable in the window, when I get one of them home, I'll take a bite of it and it's subtly sweet and it's good, but it's not what my brain was wired for. And so it's not as satisfying. And so after doing that a couple of times, that caused me to say, oh, Patricia, you don't really even need to eat that, because it's not going to give you the thing that you're craving, right? And so I think that has been very helpful as well. Some people have asked me if keeping the weight off or losing weight here in France is easier because the food is better quality. I can't really speak to that because I lost my weight before and I was maintaining before. So it's just normal for me to eat smaller portions, although the portion sizes here are smaller as just in general, but to also eat things that are treats in moderation. I will say that I love cheese, but cheese doesn't love me anymore. So that is less of a temptation because I don't want to wake up in the mornings with, sinus headaches. And the bread, baguettes, I love them, right? And I don't buy them anymore because if I bring a baguette home that's this long, I will eat off of that all day long. And by the end of the day, it's gone. So I know that that's not a healthy thing to do. I know that it tempts me. I just don't bring it in the house. As for the wine, I drink wine from time to time. If I go out to dinner or to a friend's house, I'll have some wine. But I don't typically drink wine, on my own. I don't want to open a bottle and then have it go bad because it's just me. So that has helped me as well, I am sure. I do not go out to eat at restaurants that frequently. I live here. And so if I was just a tourist here, I might go out to eat every day. But I do enjoy cooking. A funny story, when I got here, I thought, I want to learn French cooking. So I have a recipe book. And over the course of the 5 years I've been here, I think I've cooked 2 or 3 different recipes in that book. I think I'm really good with 2 of them. But primarily, I cook the things that I would cook if I were still living in the U.S. So it's a little bit ironic that is where I am, or that's my situation. But I enjoy what I enjoy. So that is how I have maintained my weight loss over the course of 10 years, 5 of those years being in France. I think it's a combination of consistency, discipline, and taking on a new self-identity. I think it's like with anything that you want to do and want to be good at, you need that consistency, discipline, accountability, and getting to that place where you see yourself as that kind of person. If you are considering a move abroad and would like some help with accountability or consistency or getting to that self-identity so that you can go from saying, if I move abroad, to saying, when I move abroad, let's have a conversation. Click the link that's in the description so that you can find a time for us to talk. And I can learn more about you and I can share what I have to offer. And then we together can determine if our working together makes sense. I look forward to that. And that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.